everyone, my name is John Marie Saspan. I'm here with my brother Philip to play a board game called chess. Let's start. Before we play the game, I will introduce and explain to you first about the moves and rules in playing chess. A chessboard consists of 64 square pieces and it has 32 play pieces, 12 for black play piece and 12 for white play piece. There are two terms in chess game. There is called files and rocks. First is called the files, which are columns going up and down, pointing at you and your opponent. It matches to A to H. And the second term is the rocks, which is the horizontal rows 1 to 8. Each of the 64 spaces is identified by the combination of the letter of the file and the number of the rock. Before playing, don't forget to position the board correctly. Each player should have a dark square in their lower corner. Also, the player with the white goes first. We have 6 play pieces: the pawn, the horse or knights, the bishop, the rook, the queen, and lastly the king. Pawns are placed at row A2 to H2 and A7 to H7. Horse or knights are placed on B1 and G1 and J8 and B8 for you. Bishops are placed at C1 and F1 and C8 and F8 for you. Rooks are placed at the corner of the board, which is A1 and H1 and A8 for H8. Queen placed at D1 for white queen and D8 for the black queen. King placed in squares E1 and E8. Now, I will explain the moves of each play pieces. So first, the pawn. Pawn moves forward 1 square at a time. There are 2 exceptions to this rule. On pawn's first move, it can move forward 1 or 2 square. When capturing a piece, a pawn moves 1 diagonally ahead. At the beginning of the game, the pawn is less valuable play piece. But when a pawn reaches to the other side of the board, it can be converted into a play piece except for the king. The bishop moves diagonally as many open squares as you like. The bishop must remain on the same color square at it is started game on. The rook moves in a straight line, horizontally or vertically as many open squares as you like. The queen is the most powerful of the play piece. The queen moves in any direction, horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. The king is the most important play piece because if it becomes trapped, you lose the game. The king moves 1 square in any direction as long as it doesn't put itself in check. To save your king from check, you must do one of the following. First, move the king out of the way of the opponent's play piece. Check. Second, move another 1 piece of your play piece to block your opponent. Check. Third, Capture the opponent's play piece that is threatening your king. Checkmate. When your king cannot be saved from check, it's called checkmate and you lose the game. Checkmate means the king is dead in Persian. If capturing and passing. If a pawn lands next to an opponent's pawn after moving 2 spaces on its first move, it can be captured and passed. The opponent's pawn on its next turn only can be moved diagonally to the space behind the first pawn, capturing it. Castling. This is a special move for the king and either rook, and it is only time 2 play pieces can move on one turn. It helps to protect the king and position the rook toward the center of the game board. To castle, slide the rook to the space next to the king. Move the king to the other side of the rook. To castle first. This must be the first move for both king and the rook. Second, no other play piece can be between the king and the rook. Third, the king can't be in check either before or after the castle. 4. The king can't be in check on any of the spaces that is passes over during the castle. This is the move castling. If a player's king is not in check, but any possible move places him in check, it's a stale move.